Hello students, today I shall discuss a new chapter from your book, that is verbs non-finite forms. In my previous class I discussed finite verbs. While I was discussing finite verbs, I told you that finite verbs are those verbs which can be changed according to tense, according to person, according to number. Finite verbs are those verbs which can be changed according to tense, according to person, according to number. And non-finite are those verbs which can't be changed according to tense, according to person, according to number. Once again I am saying, non-finite verbs are those verbs which can't be changed according to tense, according to person, according to number. Tense, person and number. According to tense, according to person, according to number, the non-finite verb can't be changed. According to tense, according to person, according to number, the non-finite verbs can't be changed. Okay, this is the definition or overall saying about non-finite verb. Now let's come to, later on I shall discuss more. Let's come to this point. How many types of non-finite verbs are there? There are 3 types of non-finite verbs. I am rubbing this point. There are 3 types: gerund, participle, infinitive. Gerund, participle, infinitive. Non-finite verbs are of 3 types: gerund, participle, infinitive. Now let's come to the very beginning. Non-finite verb. Non-finite verb, recall this thing, whatever I said few minutes back. Non-finite verbs are those verbs which can't be changed according to tense, according to person, according to number. For example, walking is a good exercise. Walking is a good exercise. In this sentence, you can see one finite verb is there, is. This is finite verb. It can be changed according to tense, according to person, according to number. For example, walking was a good exercise. We can say that. Walking is a good exercise. We also can say that. We also can say that walking will be a good exercise. But this walking, this word walking, it is non-finite verb. It is non-finite verb because it can never be changed. Walking was a good exercise. Walking, the word walking will remain same in case of past also. If I remove this is and instead of this I use this was, walking was a good exercise. Walking will remain same. If I use instead of was, I use walking will be, then also walking will remain same. It can never be changed. Another one I am writing, I like walking. I like walking. If I change the person, you like walking. If I change the number, they, person and number both, they like walking. Okay, person has been, this person repeatedly, earlier person has been changed. Okay, but this walking remained same. Okay, if I change the tense also, they liked walking. They liked walking. this walking is remaining same. They will like walking, this walking is remain same. Walking is remaining in the same position. They will like walking. If I use future, then also walking will remain in the same position. If I use past, then also walking will remain in the same position. If I use future present, then also walking will remain in the same position. I hope you have understood. If I use this number, he will like walking, this walking is remaining in the same position. If I use person, you will like walking, walking is remaining in the same position. I hope you have understood. So the thing, the verb which cannot be changed according to person, according to number, according to tense, this verb is called as non-finite verb. I hope it has been clear. Now your concept is clear. Non-finite verb, but finite verb will be changed. For example, I am a teacher. After 60 years or 70 years, if I stay alive, then I shall say I was a teacher. I was a teacher. Am will be changed. This verb will be changed. I am a teacher. It is this word, this verb am is finite verb. After 60 years or 70 years, if I get retirement and if I stay alive, then I shall say I was a teacher. This verb will be changed. Okay. If for example, you will be saying, for example, on behalf of yourself, you are saying, I will be a teacher. This verb has been changed here. Was has been changed. I will be a teacher. So this is finite verb will be changed according to tense, according to person, according to number, but this non-finite verb will not be changed according to person, according to tense and according to number. This is the definition. Now let's come to point by point illustration. Earlier I told you the finite verb, this non-finite verbs, once again I am saying the finite verb can be changed according to tense, according to person, according to number. The non-finite verb cannot be changed according to tense, according to person, according to number. The finite non-finite verbs are of three types. One is gerund, one is participle, one is infinitive. How many types of non-finite verbs are there? Non-finite verbs are of three types: gerund, participle, infinitive. First come to gerund. Gerund, which is like a verb but works like a noun, which is like a verb, works like but works like noun. I am explaining gerund now. For example, the sentence which I wrote earlier, now also I am writing this one. I like walking. This walking is gerund. It is a non-finite verb, but it works like a noun. I like walking. What do I like? I am getting this answer, walking. I like walking. It is gerund. It is a name of a verb. It is a name of an action. Which action do I like? I like walking. It is the name of a verb, name of an action. Another one, swimming is a good exercise. Swimming, it is the name of an action. Swimming, what is that action? Swimming. Swimming is a good exercise. In this sentence, walking, generally the walk is a verb. In general form, we may say that it is an action, walk. He walks, he walked, he will be walking, like this. It works as a verb. But here we can see that it is working as a noun, because noun, what is the concept of noun? Once again you recall, noun is that word, noun is a naming word, and it is also a name. Noun is a naming word, Noun is a naming word. For example, Rajaul. Rajaul is a name of a person. Rafat. Rafat is a name of a person. Okay, Rafat is a name of a person. Here walking is a name of an action. Swimming is a name of an action. So that is why it is gerund. I like walking. Here name of an action is given. That is why swimming. It is not working like a verb. This word is working like a verb in this sentence. Like is working like a verb. But walking is working like a noun. Swimming is working like a noun. That is why this type of words are called as gerund. For example, my father my father hates singing. Here verb, my father hates singing. Verb is hates, but singing is the name of an action. Singing is the name of an action. That is why this singing will not be considered as a complete verb. It will be considered as gerund, non-finite verb. Okay, because it is the name of an action. It is not, it looks like sing, it is a verb, but singing is a gerund. Okay, is that clear? I hope you have understood. So gerund is that word which is like a verb but works like noun. Is that clear? Now let's come to participle. Participle, same like a verb but works like adjective. Some of you may not know the concept of adjective. Once again I am saying, most of you know, but for letting others know, once again I am saying, adjective is that word which qualifies a noun or pronoun. Adjective, in your class 6 I illustrated this concept of adjective. Adjective is that word which qualifies a noun or pronoun. For example, this hanky. This hanky is the noun, and this is a dirty hanky. This is a dirty hanky. So which word is saying how the hanky is dirty? So dirty will be adjective. Small mobile. You may not say that. You may say that it is not a small mobile, but it is a small mobile. It is a small mobile. Which word is saying in the sentence how the mobile is small? So small will be adjective. Nice pen. It is a nice pen. Which word is saying how the pen is nice? So nice will be the adjective. We have to keep this concept in our mind before going through the concept of participle. Now let's come to the overall description. Participle is that non-finite verb which looks like a verb but works like adjective. Now I am coming. It is a flying bird. It is a flying bird. In this sentence, which word is saying how the bird is flying? He is a there is a grazing cow. Which word is saying how the cow is grazing? Another one. I saw a barking dog. Which word is saying how the dog is barking? So barking, flying, grazing, all these words, all these three words look like verb. Flying, bark, it has been derived from the word bark, and the word bark is a verb. Flying, it has been derived from the word fly, and fly is a verb. Graze, it has been derived from the word graze. Graze is a verb. So barking, flying, grazing, or with these three words look like verb. These three words look like verb, but these words are saying how the noun is, how the nouns are. Dog, bird, cow. These three are nouns, and these three words, barking, flying, grazing, these three words are saying how these nouns are. That is why these three words cannot be considered as complete verb. These three words will be considered as non-finite participle, non-finite verb and participle. Participle, directly we can say these are participles. Which participles? These are present participles. Present participles will always contain ing along with them. And past participle, now let's come to past participle. Now let's come to looks like, oh sorry, it is the third form of a verb and works like an adjective. Past participle, here no space I have found, that is why I have written here. Okay, it is the third form of a verb and works like an adjective. For example, I hope you have understood this point, that is why I am writing this thing. I have seen a broken glass. I have seen a broken glass. Here finite verb, have seen a broken glass. Broken, this word broken, it has been derived from the word break, and the word break is a verb. Broken, in this sentence, can you say which word is saying how the glass is? Now your reply will be broken. How the glass is? The glass is broken. So this word this word looks like a verb, but as it is saying how a noun is, that is why it cannot be considered as a complete verb. It will be considered as participle. Which participle? Past participle, because in the definition of past participle we have found that it is the third form of the verb and works like an adjective. How it is how does it work like an adjective? Because it says how the glass is, broken glass, and it is the third form of the verb break. Break, broke, broken. It is the third form of the verb. Once again I am showing another example. you can throw, or you cannot write on a torn page. How the page is? Which word is saying? Torn. How the page is? Tear, tore, torn. It is the third form of the verb tear. You cannot write on a torn page. It is the third form of the verb tear. But is it working like a verb? No, because it says how the page is. So that is why it is adjective. It is working like an adjective. So this is past participle. 2 examples I have cited. Now let's come to the last one, infinitive. Infinitive is somehow like gerund, but in gerund ing is there. But in infinitive 2 will remain. In most of the cases 2 will remain, and it will be working like noun. It is a verb. Also the presence of verb will remain. The presence of verb will be there, and along with that we will find the work of noun. For example, he likes to swim. This to swim is infinitive. Okay, this to swim is infinitive. He likes to swim. Up to this much, this word is, what does he like? It is working like a noun. What does he like? He is liking. The name of his liking is to swim. It is working like a noun. The name of his liking is to swim. Okay, but sometimes it will be used as object, or sometimes it will be used as subject. Here it is being used as object. An object is that part of the sentence or predicate which is directly affected by any action. For example, he likes to swim. This word is directly, this noun swimming, this work, this action is affected by his liking. He likes to swim, that is why he go for swimming. He go for swimming in the pond or river, whatever. Okay, it is directly, sometimes it will be used as an object, or sometimes it will be used as a subject. Now briefly I am explaining the concept of object, because many times in class 7, whenever you are in class 7, at that time many times I discuss this thing. So once again, because the concept of object is there in your course, that is why once again I am saying object is that part of the sentence which can be affected by the action. This is the definition. And to find out an object, 3 ways are there. One is direct action, one is asking what, if you get any answer, asking whom, if you get any answer. This answer will be first condition is must, and between last two either one you are to use. Direct action, asking what, first of all, for example, he writes a letter, or he writes letters. Okay, so direct action is there, yes, direct action is there, writes. Letters, by asking what, are we getting any answer? What does he like? He likes letters. Yeah, writes letters. What does he write? What does he write? He writes letters. So by asking what, we are getting this answer, letters. So these letters will be object. No need to explain more, because you know it. Asking home. Acha, asking home, for example, I teach you Whom do I teach? By asking whom, are we getting an answer? Yes, we are getting an answer. I teach you. Whom do I teach? I teach you. The answer will be you. So this will be the object of this sentence. Okay. So infinitive can be subject, sometimes can be object. Now this is the overall explanation of this chapter. In wherever you will go through this, the concept of whenever you will go for doing the exercise, at that time you will find something. Now one by one let us do this exercise. Let us complete this. We cannot complete it, hard copies will be given, so you will get. So some portions of this exercise we shall do. First exercise, exercise 1, page number 31. Exercise, pick out finite and non-finite verbs in the following sentence. Walking is a good exercise. I shall rub this thing. Walking is a good exercise. In this sentence, where is the finite verb, where is the non-finite verb? This is non-finite, NF I am writing instead of writing fully. Walking is non-finite verb because it will never be changed, and this will be changed, it is finite verb. Number 2, the cows are grazing in the field. The cows are grazing in the field. Where is the finite verb? Are. Grazing, if you pick out alone this word, solely this word if you pick out, then it will be considered as gerund. So it is the non-finite and it is finite. 2 we have done. Let's go to exercise 2. Pick out the infinitives in the following sentences. Page number 33, exercise 2, you can see. Bamboo is also used to make paper. Here bamboo is also used to, infinitives we have to put. That means after 2 we have to use one verb. Okay. To make will be the infinitive. Number 3, to pick out the infinitives in the following sentences and also tell whether they are acting as subjects or objects. To steal is a crime. To steal is infinitive, and because to steal is a crime, to steal is infinitive and it is a subject. She likes to sing. Earlier I told perhaps, she likes to sing. To sing is infinitive and it is an object. I want to go home. Now I want to go is infinitive, it is an object. Complete the sentence. To infinitive. He stood up, dash, he stood up to say. We exercise to build our body. The army marched forward, dash, army marched forward to attack, like this. Acha. One concept I must say you. After this, for example, I have come to say. This to say will be infinitive. Before this infinitive, one verb is there. I have let you do. This do will be infinitive, although it does not have to along with this. Despite not having any to, still we have to consider. Despite not having any to, we have to consider this do as infinitive, because after let we cannot use to. Let and help. Can you I shall help him do this work. This do will be infinitive. Okay. This do will be infinitive. After help also we cannot use to. Remember this thing. We cannot help. Can you help me to do this work? No. Can you help me do this work? This is the correct form. Okay. To steal is, oh sorry, where? Please help me dash this box. Help me lift this box. The teacher let the students to go away or go away. Go away will be answer. Because will be the answer. Go away will be the answer. The teacher let the students go away. So go away will be the answer, because before go away, this let is there. Now exercise 6. Exercise 6, you can see, to live without air and water is impossible. To live without air and water is impossible. Here instruction is given, rewrite these sentences using the introductory it. At the very beginning of the sentence we have to put it, and the sentence should be rewritten with the help of this word it. So how to write? It we have to use. If you use it to like live without air and water is impossible, the sentence will be wrong. So how to write by using it? First of all, after it we have to put at the last point is. After is, what is given? Whatever is given. It is impossible to live without air and water. It is impossible to live without air and water. Okay. Next example. To talk to her is a pleasure. To talk to her is a pleasure. So how to write this? Earlier I told, first of all we have to write it, then after is, along with is, which portions remain? These portions we have to use. It is a pleasure, then the rest of the portion should be written. The last portion should be written at the very beginning. Last portion, that means after is, which portion will remaining along with is? From is, the portion, remaining portion should be written right after it. It is a pleasure, then the first portion, first remaining portion we have to write. It is a pleasure to talk to her. Okay? It is a pleasure to talk to her. Like this we have to do. Okay. Complete the sentence using an infinitive construction. The traveler did not know where, by using infinitive we have to complete the sentence. The traveler did not know where to go. First one. Second one, it was very kind of you to help me. Okay. Now, very important thing which you will get in class 9 and 10 also, especially in class 9. Joining of two sentences using to. Okay. The coffee, first one, the coffee is very hot. I cannot drink it. I cannot drink it. How to write this? First of all, the first portion should be written. The coffee is too hot. The coffee is should be written, then Instead of very, we are to write too. Rest of the portions will remain same. The coffee is, instead of very, we have to write too hot, and this portion should be removed. Too hot, to this portion and this portion. After verb, nothing should remain. Too hot to drink. Like this we have to write. Another one. He is very ill. He cannot go out. For example, first of all we have to write the very beginning person, number 1 this is. He is, instead of very we have to write what? Too ill. Then this portion, from this part to go. Rest of the portion should not be written. Here I have cut here. See, only one portion I have kept. Here also only one portion I have kept. He is, I have kept. He is too ill to go. So this is the formula. Okay. Number 11 exercise, you can see. Pick out the present participle and participle as adjectives in the following sentences. This is a shocking incident. Present participle and participle. Participle you have to bring out, simple. This is a shocking incident. Which incident? How the incident is, which word is saying how the incident is? The word shocking. So shocking will be the participle. I could not help. Participle, fill the correct participle from the verbs given in the bracket. I could not help laughing. I could not help. The articles dash. I could not help but to laugh. I could not help but laugh. The articles dash from this house have been recovered. The article stolen from this house have been recovered. And the boy saw the train. The train was coming in his direction. Combine the following pairs of the sentence by using participles. The boy saw the train was there, that was coming in his directions. The boy saw the train coming in his direction. First one. We started in the morning, we arrived at midnight. Starting in the morning, we arrived at midnight. The answer will be. Rewrite the following sentences to improve them. Being a fine day, we went on a picnic. It being a fine day, we went on a picnic. So like this, we are to do rest of the exercises, and hard copies of these exercises will be given to you. That's all for today. Thank you everybody. If you have any question, I have forgotten to say, if you have any question, put the question in the comment box. Inshallah, I shall reply you. Okay? Thank you everybody.